This conference will now be recorded.
I just received two mails. The prepared test case. Gauri prepared for home page and Venkat Sai prepared for branch creation, I think. Huh? Yes. Let's see how
Yes,
you
sir.
design. Yeah, you can refer this also. What I'm writing now, you can check it out.
Sure, sir.
Yes. Yes, even for branch creation also, steps are very clear. See, try to navigate perfectly. Don't make people to confuse with the steps what you're writing here, right? Try to navigate to that page perfectly. So how you get that page is important. Directly we can't say enter branch name, enter that, enter. No. Navigate to that page. Means navigate means how you get into that page is important. So once you log into your application, you have to click on branches. That's the first step. After clicking branches, you are getting one page. That page is called branch details page. From this details page, we have to click on new branch. And when you click on new branch, you are displayed with what? New branch entry page. This is how the way we navigate user to that respective page. Okay, so we have to mention those points over here. Yesterday we clicked on new branch and displayed with the branch page, right? Now, before you write remaining steps, very important here is we have to look after the data, test data here. Look at that. Some of the fields are mandatory fields, which like highlighted with red color. And if you go through your documentation, SRS documentation of your data validation here, see that branch name, it allows alpha numerics only, and you should start with alphabet, minimum of 6 characters, maximum of 40 characters, and it's a mandatory field, and it should be uniquely defined, branch name. That is a valid data for branch. Okay, minimum, maximum data is available. Compared to next address one, it is also allowing alphanumeric and special characters. Address one is also a mandatory field, compulsory field, and we have to enter minimum of 4 characters and maximum of 50 characters. And we come to address 2, it is not mandatory field because see here we don't have minimum data, only maximum data they give. Address 2, address 3, area, these 3 fields are they are not mandatory, but they give maximum data. We have to check with maximum data also. Zip code compulsory. Zip code allows you enter anything. Zip code allows only 5 numerics, and it's mandatory field. And remaining, there are list boxes. Country, state, city, they are mandatory field, but they are list box. Compulsory, we have to select them. So here, what I understood is, I need to prepare a test case with minimum data first. Minimum data is nothing but mandatory fields. Yes or no? So first we have to check with mandatory fields means minimum data. Then BVA. Minimum is valid. Maximum is also valid. Minimum plus 1 is valid. Maximum minus 1 is valid. So we have to prepare this much data. This many steps we have to go on generating now. So let us prepare with minimum data one by one now. Okay. So as per the application SRS documentation, branch name, which allows minimum of how many characters? 6 characters here, right? So step number 4, here you can say enter branch name, minimum data. What is that minimum data? You try to specify in test data field. Specify clearly in test data field. Okay. Minimum data, we need to specify perfectly in test data field. We can have more space for this, no problem. See, minimum, what is that minimum data here? We have to prepare 6 characters with this combination, which should contain alphabets, numerics, right? So 6 characters. So I'm giving one data here. Any data, no problem. Say for example, Amir, 3 characters, 6 characters we require, right? How many? 5. Alphabets, numerics, right? Amir 1, something. Alpha numerics, minimum of 6 characters. I mentioned 6 characters here. You have to mention the data because while executing, you can't remember the data. perfectly mention the data, characters along with that combination. So what is your expectation here? My expectation is system should accept. Nothing should happen, only accepting, because we are checking one by one field. That is step number 4. We get number of steps. Step number 5. Next, address 1. It is also mandatory field, right? So it's also having minimum of 4 characters. So we have to enter with this combination, alphanumeric and special character. So here what do you say? Enter address 1 with minimum data. So what that minimum data? How many characters we require? 4 characters with that combination. So I can say hy underscore d. Alpha numerics and special characters also allowed. 4 characters. 1, 2, 3. I can say 1. All combinations that alphabets plus special character underscore numeric is also missing. So here also, what should happen here also? System should accept. Next, no minimum data for address 2, leave it. No minimum 2 for address 3 also. No minimum data for address, not a mandatory field. And zip is mandatory field. So we have to enter zip code compulsory. So here what we say, enter zip code. So zip code allows only how many digits here? Only 5 numbers, only 5 numerics. So any 5 number we can enter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here also system should accept. Next, after that, what are the next fields we have here? List boxes, right? So select country, select state, select city, and then click on submit button. Number 1, select country, select state, select city, click on submit. So when you click on submit button, we don't have data for this, leave it. What is your expectation here? Look at that use case, they gave very clearly. Use case itself, they gave clearly. Here this is missing, you can write, see, system should accept. I'll show you. System displays a message, new role, not no role. We have to get say new branch. The message should be system should display message new branch. New branch created successfully with branch ID. Branch ID. Okay, na? So we are expecting this message. Where you are getting this message here? We are supposed to get this message in a pop-up window, alert window. So finally, what do you say for that pop-up window? Click OK. When you try to click OK button, what you're expecting means, I know that I'm expecting again the same page. What page? To take to the details page. It should not go other than that, right? Because it should go back to the details pages. The branch should create always in the, it should take back to the same page again. It should take back to the same page again. Details page again. One is done. We're done with minimum data. One more. What is one more valid? You know all of BVA. What is valid again? Minimum? Plus 1 is also valid or not?
Yes, sir. +1.
Yes. So again, we have to start. Yes, see, whatever data specified by the client in SRS documentation, you have to write in your test case. That is your responsibility. Okay. You should test everything. If you want to test everything, while executing my test case, I can't go and refer again SRS. Remember that. That's what we are documenting test case in Excel. While executing, your reference is your test cases only. So make sure that you're writing perfectly all the steps. That's very important. So again, I can start with again. Next, enter. Enter branch name with minimum plus 1. Okay. So minimum is how many characters we have for branch? 6 characters. So minimum plus 1, 7 characters. So I can mention minimum 7 characters as something 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. 7 characters are met. All combination, alphabets and numerics. So again, what should happen here? System should accept. Okay, next, address 1. Minimum is 4 characters. So plus 1 is 5 characters. So enter address 1 with minimum plus 1 data. Minimum is how many? 4. 4. 4 plus 1, 5 characters. So I can say some address here. SCC 4, 5. Again, system should accept this also. And there is no minimum data for address 2, address 3 area. Only maximum. While writing maximum, we have to specify this data. And zip is common again. So again, what you say here, there is no minimum maximum for zip. Remember, minimum is equal to maximum is equal to only 5. So there is no need to specify minimum maximum for zip code. Remember. So enter zip code. And specify again 5 characters here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. Sorry, not correct. 5 digits. Again, system should accept. Right? And finally, these 2 steps are common again. Again, you have to select country, you have to select state, you have to select city, and you have to verify it. It's creating or not. Yes, done. 13 steps we got. Next, still we have maximum. Next, we have to go with what? Maximum data. Maximum is also valid, right? So maximum, when you come to maximum, we come across all the fields because we have to write for all the fields. Okay, now we are checking with all the fields. So maximum address one is branch name address, branch name maximum is 40 characters. Okay, so enter branch name with maximum characters with the maximum data. Specify here, that's it. Now you have to write that 40 characters combination here. Okay, don't write your own. See, alphanumeric starts with alphabet. So maintain that. Suppose Kukatpalli 1, 2, 3. Count it. 40 characters you have to count. Okay, no blank space allowed here. No blank space. Only alphanumeric. Okay, so that you have to count up to 40 characters. I'm not counting. You just while writing, please count that characters. All of you guys. Okay, please note down. Make sure that you have to maintain 40 characters here with that combination. So again, I can say system should accept. Next field is address one. So what that maximum is 50 characters. Combination is alphanumeric and special characters. So here what we can say, enter address one with maximum data. So you have, address, you can specify a lot of special characters, right? So flat number, hyphen. This hyphen is also one character here. Flat number, NO, dot. When you apply dot, that is also one special character. Flat number 105, comma is one special character. When you give blank space, also count that character, please. Blank space also one character. Okay. Okay. So here I can say BJP office road, comma. Anything you mention, specified. Okay. So Kukatpalli, comma, 5 something like that. You mention up to 50 characters. All of you guys. I'm not mentioning. Okay. Please count all special characters, including blanks. Blank space also one of the special character here. So count it and maintain 50 characters for address one for all that fields we are writing. So again, system should accept. Even for address 2 also, address 3 also we have to enter with the maximum data. Am I right or not? But don't mention the same address, different address to mention. Okay, try to mention different address. for address 1, address 2, address 3. This is address 2 and this is address 3. Address 3. Okay, na? Right? Next, what the next field we have? Area. Area also maximum 50 characters. So enter area with maximum data. So here we have to mention the data area, your area, mention that area, whatever you want, mention that area up to 50 characters. But combination is what? Combination here? Alphanumerics and special character, but it should start, area should start always with alphabet. Okay, na? That's the condition they give you. So prepare the data up to 50. Here also system should accept again. System should accept. Next, enter common. Enter zip code. Enter zip code. So the zip code again we have to enter with 1 second. Right. Okay. So we have to mention for that area zip code common. Zip code is again 5 digits only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, mention it again. System should accept. So the way of writing, we are not writing our own data here. We are writing according to the data given by the client. And still there are some more steps to be written here for positive data. Next, what is that next one here? Common step again. What is that common step again? Select country, select state, selects that, so and so. This is common. Every time we have to check with minimum data, with minimum plus 1, maximum data. And again, you have to write one more step for that. What that here? Maximum minus 1 is also valid. Am I right or not? Maximum minus 1 is also valid. So, that is your task here. I'm not writing that. Okay. Will you write that? Maximum, all of you.
Yes, sir.
Right? Please
Yes, sir,
make a
we
note
will.
of that. Do it, please. Okay. Now, one more step. See, still in valid test case in that branch creation. Look at that form here. Look at this form. When you observe this form, how do you know this reset button is going to work? We don't know. How do you know this cancel button is working? We don't know. So we have to test these buttons also compulsory. What is meant by reset means when enter data in this form, when you click on reset button, you should be able to clear all these fields. Right? We don't know. Is it working or not working? So for that, what we say here, number one, 2 steps we can say. Enter all fields. Enter all fields in branch entry page. Just specify that. This is number one. Number two, alt enter. Number two, click on reset button. So make sure that you're filling the form to ensure it. No data required here. Okay. What you're expecting when you do this, system should clear all the fields. System should clear all the fields. Is it clearing or not? We don't know. And finally, Final step is what? Click on cancel button. So when I'm trying to click on cancel button, what you're expecting? System should close branch entry page and should display what page? Branch details page. Okay, this is how the steps. Still we have tried for maximum -1, so we'll get some more steps here. Up to now I got 23 steps. See, whenever data is specified by the client, we have to check all the fields. We don't know whether developer has developed with the data. That is called our manual tester, nothing more. No logics applied here. Makes sense to all of you guys, right? Now, same, we have to prepare one more test case for branch creation. What is that? Negative steps, right? Invalid. So again, format cell, format alignments, merge cell, click OK, highlight with light color, very light color, and light color. Okay, so here, what is that name? Module name? New branch creation. New branch creation with invalid
data.
What is the test case ID? Requirement ID. Requirement ID is 5 now. So requirement ID will be 6 now, right? RUQ underscore 006. Test case ID will be TC underscore 005. Fifth test case it is, right? And scenario ID will be TS underscore 006. And again start with step number 1. And very first step, we know very well, for every test case, every first step should be this. This test case validates new branch creation with invalid data. Actor is admin, precondition so and so. No test data, no expected for this first step. And all of you know, common step again for this test case is, what is that? Click on branches, click on new branch. These two steps are common. You can copy down, no need of writing every time. Just copy paste that steps, no problem. Here also we get number of steps. Now our focus is what? Negative. Invalid, right? Let us look into this test data. Come to test data again. Look at this error state is negative. Look at that. First, let us check with the range. Before going to blank invalid, let us check with the range, invalid range. So what is that invalid data? Anybody? BVA conditions. What is that conditions? Minimum?
Maximum +1.
Maximum
minus 1. So minimum minus 1
Yeah.
and maximum
Yeah.
plus.
Yeah. Minimum -1, maximum +1. These two are with.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now, see, when I try to enter branch name with the minimum -1, what happened? It should display this message. When I try to enter branch name with maximum +1, then this message will be displayed. Message will be displayed for you. Okay. So let us first check that branch name. Here you can say enter branch name with minimum -1. Minimum is how many characters we have? Minimum 6 characters. So let us provide any A, B, C, D, E, anything, no problem. 5 characters we give. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So what you're expecting? You're getting a message saying that this field should be only within the range of 6 to 40 characters range. That's it. We are expecting this. Same in the same branch name, enter branch name with maximum plus 1. And maximum plus 1. So mention that 41 characters. We have to mention 41 characters here. Something 1, 2, 3, count it. 41 characters. Again, we're expecting the same message. It should display the same message compulsory. We don't know whether we are getting this message or not. We don't know. We are writing it. Next, coming to address 1. Even for address 1 also, when I want to check minimum minus 1, maximum plus 1 also I should check for this. So I can say enter address 1 with minimum minus 1. How many minimum characters here? 4. Minimum minus 1. So try to enter 3 characters. Any 3 characters A, B, C. And here you are expecting message. What that message means? This field should be within 4 to 50 characters range. Specify that. Okay, next, same way, we have to check what? Minimum of address 2, no minimum, maximum, right? Enter address 1 with maximum plus 1. So maximum plus 1, how many characters? Maximum 51 characters we have to enter. Any character you can enter up to 51 characters. Write it. So again, what are you expecting? The same it will be displaying for you. You show the messages 4 to 50 characters. Same thing, go and check for remaining fields also. Address 2, address 3, area code also. This is address 1 and this is address 2 and this is address 3 and this is area code. Sorry, this is address 1. Address 1, this address 2, address 3, okay, and this is area. Okay, same message you're expecting. Try to mention the data. 51 characters. Anything, no problem. Duplicate. We don't allow you original data. Don't worry. We'll allow you the same data. This is what minimum validation, maximum validation. Then, apart from that, we have checked something. Look at that. Every field check. Now, see that. What will happen if you enter invalid characters in branch name? What are invalid characters for branch name? What are valid characters? Means valid characters always should start with alphabet. That's so. We can't create any branch with the one numbers. One Amirpet 2. We can't do Amirpet 1, Amirpet 2 we can have. But we cannot say one Amirpet 2, one Amirpet 2. No. That is what invalid character. So check that. As per that requirement. So what we say here? Enter invalid characters in branch name. So when you're entering invalid characters in branch name, what are invalid characters? 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. So what is your expectation here? Message. This field should be alpha. Alpha name starts with alphabet. You're supposed to get this message. And there is no need to check for address 1. See, there is no invalid characters. Invalid range available, already be verified. No invalid characters for address 1, address 2, address 3, area, and zip is required. See, zip also allows always only numerics. It can't go other than name. What happens? We don't know. So check that also. Enter invalid characters in zip code. Invalid character means what are A, B, C other than numerics. So what should happen? We are getting a message. This field should be numeric. As per that, this field should be numeric. Okay, next, after that, we need to check blank. If you leave mandatory fields, especially look at that mandatory fields. If you leave blank means empty. Leave branch name blank, leave address one blank, leave zip code blank, and leave this country state also blank, what happens? So it should allow, it should say. So what we can say, one step we can say, two steps. Number one, leave all mandatory fields blank. Number one. Number two, click on submit. So when you do this, expectation is what? No test data. Expectation is what? System should display message, fill following fields. What are fields it will be asking you? Fill following fields. Number one, branch name. Should ask for branch name. Number two, address one. Number three, zip code. Number four, it should give in a pop-up window. Number four, country. These are mandatory fields, right? Number five, state. Number six, city. You should provide this message in a pop-up. Okay, na? So we have to mention all these fields what we are planning to test. Yes. Next, anything else to test? Any invalid test means yes, we have to write one more step. What that one more step is? Duplicate. We don't allow. See, we can't create number of the same area. We can't create number of branches, especially branch name. Address okay, no problem. Only for branch we have duplicate data. So we have checked the duplicate. So outright step for that, last step for that is number one, enter branch name with duplicate data in all mandatory fields. And number two, click on submit. But then how do you remember the duplicate data means? No problem. Say already we prepared with minimum data here, right? You can mention this data there, no problem. A branch name, already existing branch name. Okay, you can mention that in this, in test data field we can mention branch name, that is branch name. Next one is so and so, address one. Next is country, zip code, right? Next is zip code. So what are you already mentioned there? You mentioned that same data. Again, go and create with the same data, with the same information. No need to search the data. So what is your expectation here? My expectation is system displays message saying that this branch already exists. We are supposed to get this message. Okay, so we have done with positive and we have done with negative also. Do you understand, all of you guys? Very simply to design test cases. If you understand the functionality, it's very easy to design. And still, there are two more functionalities. Refer your scenario documentation always. Test scenario documentation will help you how many scenarios we have to prepare. See that. Next, we have to prepare for branch updation and branch deletion also, right? And for the updation, deletion, no need to go with the test data here, because already we are creating a branch, we are updating the same field. So directly, are you able to update a branch or not, or able to delete a branch or not? That's it. We have tried very simple steps for that, right? Yes. Again, format your Excel again. Do you understand, all of you guys? Are you following me? Do you have any questions on this? Please ask me, all of you. Following, all of you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Next, verify branch updation. This is the next scenario. Make a heading. Now, how to update a branch? What are the steps you follow? Requirement ID will be for this branch updation 7. Scenario ID will also be the same number 7. Test case ID will be TC underscore 006 6 test case. And scenario will be TS underscore 007. Right? And the step number we have to start with step number 1. Start with step number 1. Okay, na? And here same for every test case. For every test case, you have to go with purpose, actors, precon. That's commonly we need to follow. Test data, no expected, leave it. So this test case validates what? Updating
Branch.
a branch. Same, admin should be logged in, precondition should be so and so. Again, compulsory you must come back to which page? You have to come back to details page for updating anything, right? In the details page only we have everything. Updating anything you want to do, you have to come back to this page compulsory. What the page here we have this page. How do you come to this page? All of you know. 2 common steps we write. What are the 2 common steps we write? Click on branches. This step. No need to click new branch. Don't click new branch. Only click on branch. That's we're updating it, right? That is step number 2. No test data, leave it. Yes. Once you click on details, once you come to details page, from that details page, what we need to do here is, whichever branch you want to update, we have to click on edit button. See, they gave edit button here itself, right? So next step is click on edit button. When you click on edit button, what your expectation is? When you click on edit button, our expectation is you're expecting a page. That page name is branch updation page. That gives this branch updation page. And here branch ID, see the branch ID generated by system, default general system generated, right? So it should not be editable, right? It should be gray out, so that we can specify an expected. So no problem, specify that system should display branch updation page with branch ID disabled. Branch ID should be disabled. We don't know it's getting disabled or not, so we'll verify that. Now once you get this form, branch updation form, you know very well what to do. What is the step you can write? Next step, tell me. Now you're in the form here, the updation form. Tell me here.
Solution. Yes, yes, sir. We
That
should
can
write
be
enter branch name with all mandatory fields.
like we can change the branch name instead of previous one, like a new one we can erase so that it is going to be updated.
Simply, we can specify one simple step, two steps we can see whatever fields you want to modify. There's no rule that we have to modify all the fields here. Just simply say modify necessary fields. Don't say enter. Enter means what we are creating again. No, we are not creating. That's what I'm saying. Modify or update. Write our own English. Modify necessary fields in branch updation page. Number one. Number two, click update button. That's it. Simple. Yes or no? You can modify branch name, address one, or whatever. Whatever fields you want, you can modify. Because don't say enter. Enter means what? We are creating it. We are not creating because already existing branch we are doing, right? Simple stuff we can say. What I say here? Number one, modify or update. You can write only modify necessary fields in branch updation page. That is number one. Number two, click on update button. So when you do this, when you perform this action, what's your expectation? They give use case very clearly. Here this diagram is also very clearly mentioned to you. So branch details will be updated, or else that system displays a message, new branch updated successfully. We are expecting this message. And this message, all this message I told you, we get in alert window. We can write for alert closing, not a problem. And if you want to check that cancel button that page, you can click on cancel after without modifying or by modifying. If you click on cancel button, you should be able to close this branch updation page and should take back to which page here? Should take to branch details.
Branch details page.
So yes. So click on, finally we write one step. Click on cancel. Click on cancel. Tell that in branch updation page. Specify very clear. Let no people, the fellow who is going to execute your test case should not get any confusion. The outcome will be system close the branch updating page and displays what so and so page. Details page, you should take back to details page perfectly. That's how we can write for updation, nothing more. No test data, no minimum, no maximum for this because already tested fields, no need to check. So we get only 5 steps for that. Same way, branch deletion also very simple. Are you able to delete branch or not is important, that's it. Format it, format cell, alignments, merge cell, click OK, and here your module name is verify branch deletion. Mention that verify branch deletion. Last module in branches, right? Same, copy this purpose, and the requirement ID will be 8 RUQ underscore 008. Next case will be TC underscore 007. Scenario ID will be TS underscore 008. So step number one, all of you know what is the step number one. Again, we have to go back to the details page compulsory. Step number one is that. Step number two, we should go back to that page details page compulsory. So click on branches. Click on branches. It will be taking to page to details page again. From in that details page, here look at the conditions they gave you for deletion of branch. Look at the condition. When I'm trying to click on delete, after going to details, you select required branch and click on delete button. You should give confirmation window, compulsory. You should not delete directly. Confirming you, okay? Alert window again. And if you say okay to that pop-up window, then only you should able to delete. But here, before deleting that branch, it's giving some more. See that conditions they give. What that condition? Suppose say you are deleting one branch. Assume that that branch is already linked up with other branches. For example, assume that it's already linked with other branches. So we can't delete that branch. It should say records are shared, cannot be deleted. If it doesn't have any dependency, dependency means it's not shared with any other branches, means then you should say record will be deleted. Two messages we have tried and expected for this. Dependencies means what? If any branch is linked with any other branches also, we have to verify it. So what that next step we have tried here? Once you get the details page, we have to click on delete button. That they have delete button, right? Click on delete button. The details page, we give that delete button. Beside edit, we have delete next. This is delete, right? When you click on delete, it should not delete directly. It should give you a message saying that. It should give you 100% message to you saying that this branch is, confirmation window, sorry, confirmation window. What that confirmation window? System displays confirmation. Are you sure you want delete this record? You get a message, this one. You're expecting compulsory. Okay, na? And finally, what you are doing next step is you are confirming. Now you are click OK button, right? Click OK button. Say OK. OK means you are accepting that pop-up. Click OK. When you click OK button, here they said, see, two messages I told you. System delete selected branch if there is no dependency and displays branch deleted successfully message. If dependency exists, system will not allow to delete and displays message. It is shared record, cannot be deleted. You can copy it on the two messages there, no problem. Copy these two messages and paste your expected. And say here 1 for this and say here 2 for this. Don't expect two messages. We get only one message. Okay, na? Any one we should expecting based on the condition it works. That's it. Finally, this is also displayed in a pop-up window. Finally, what do you say? Step number 5. If you try to cancel that pop-up window, what happened here when you delete a button? See, it's giving a message window. When you click on cancel, check that cancel also should work. When you click on cancel, what should happen? System close, branch, deletion page, and displays branch detail space. Should not delete that branch at that particular point. Or no? That's it, nothing more. No test data, no valid, no invalid. So test data column we use only whenever there is a data. Like that. All of you guys, please continue roles module. Same, role is very simple. We have only two fields here. See that, very simple fields we have. Test data is given very clear. Now all of you got clarity, I hope. If you want me to write some more test case, I'll write tomorrow. If you want some more test case to be practiced, I will write that. Or this okay?
So tell some more scenario test cases tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll write some more test cases then, don't worry. Okay? But
Yes,
at the same
yes,
time, your practice is also important. Practice. Now it is a time for you guys. Keep on practicing it. Don't neglect. Okay, na?
Okay, sir.
Right. And I want you guys to report me, write clear data. See that, don't mention what I mentioned. Clear data I want, perfect data. Please write with perfect, and then we'll write them in Jira again. After this, we'll go and write them in Jira also. Same way. That is different process. Okay, na? Okay, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.